What do you try to get? Now, won't me ban on us all. Yeah, no, sir, but no, SSN. Oh, Massey
96.3.
And I was what you can. Regional Police Commander. Oh, me ton can pay me. Senior, my name sound, but listen. You arrested him and granted him bail. We will bring a letter to you to follow up on the matter. Maybe I did.
Yeah, matter you. Yeah, but Tuesday, okay, patch of man can ye.
Hey, you know, and you'll be able to be a batch. Sure. And there's an apple.
Lawson
They can say, man, can you say,
oh, the way you're looking.
let misinformation and nothing saying. You are misinforming the public. Why not? A crime is anything that has something in the law. And that thing in the law comes to some punishment.
Demeanor.
The crime is a crime.
Demeanor. Go after
your boy was listening, and I didn't still now. We are Bama, no remember was one. Can you was one year and one way? So the without commander to stand by. We will bring the letter to follow up on the matter. Where the private people and then where the private people be first when someone yeah can say flow about it. Maybe will be oh and the money help. Whatever you have gone to you come back. That's all because of over you now. Maybe I have a fruit and one after this year. So don't worry. He'll be back. Now I don't know what you going and I'll come vacation.
My
vacation is fine. So vacation is so he'll be back. More than I just over because he'll be back.
Oh, so the person to relocate. Because this time I want to relocate.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's permissible, but the main child, a man who come got a lawyer, and we know how to handle things there.
Only my mind.
Anyway, so Obama.
No, I chew very bad.
I mean, we have new.
Obama. Okay.
Now, send us a cat and son is what's the end. So,
yes, I can it. Dog, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, what we are there?
Now, I don't quite remember what to say.
Oh, yeah. Our Penny John Dramani Mahama said their sentiment time a show and sa. Na Beshe Mantamasomano. How was it like? Unya news on that saying?
But as it is, Minister Mekano, but I said they don't know. They don't know because they on say origination and the biome and the man anka many dano abuso, but not so to me the kind of confidence that president and I also saw the responsibility ahead. I was saying, not only to represent the youth of Ghana well, but not to let the president down, and also not to let Asanteman down. And see, yes, to whom much is given, much is expected. And see, Asudio Ajumo, but I'm very sure say, Namena or they a doctor president. A doctor president is 20 now or something and I'm an over man one dear. In everything ya can't my Germany. They are representing a well, Nebium. That's a Buama Kruno, a Cosonema Kruno, so it's me a fan into my prefer. It made a very good legacy for posterity and for the country at large. And see, yes, that is the reaction and the how I felt when the name came up.
Now, if I am not wrong, the last time, Ashanti region, Yenya, a minister as young as you are, I have been going back, from time, everything Ninano, Menkai, I stand for correction, though, to be in Indiana Kaine. Making you the youngest, Ashanti regional minister, no? And easy, I say I could have been for the penny for EDD and Kruno
abayan kwadia and any dosu so minyanum youth no and a dosu throughout the campaign. Okay, the youth owned the campaign because 100 don't know criminal. I can't mammy no I can't Bruno. I can't papa no so I can't Bruno. And see getting a very youthful person, I think say Mahama or consider a lot of factors because say they can't boom near in year. They are moving but now as in the home for swatch because na couple them quite a probably bring away in him. I need use near saying I want to change so let them watch it. And you know, I'm very sure say Mahama made all these considerations. He knows the responsibility ahead no or the Babuna which me and Ajimu find the year Jumana because of the future ahead, you know. The future ahead, you know. It's me at the Ayania in the year, that Boa Ama Kuruna fan, that Boa Ama Kuruna fan into Matafa. And see, and okay, a Jumanation, but once the Musum on Nipa. When I'm by address, the Mabunia is too cruel. Ever Mahama, when you're Mabulumiti na or the Kunafiansa, I think it goes beyond just me. Yamano, a Dutch me, a Mabuna Wagan and a Mabuna Bessa Banti. I say, if you can boom, no money build them and I see from the years every other to be. A baby so has to know the Corona mo Babuna, and go to say, Dr. Makuni be by no, you bonidin at the Semra, and I bonidin at the true Emraguya. Say the Semra or say Emra Papa, the tomb that be so good, I was Emra Papa. Said they were that to be in Simaba on Betty Sampa when we had the very youngest pregnant minister, at least the legacy with that woman in Sima, any ABCD. And see, that is my motivation and my commitment to making sure say I represent the president well, I represent Asante Man well, I represent the youth well, and together we develop a sentiment.
Now, Yanjo, Sabria will be Bibi why see when it's so. Sir, Ujidi said from where we are right now, regional yen spearhead yen fair holding in so because I know you have told the entire region during the campaign period. No,
you are not the chairman of this committee.
Chairman, thank you very much. I tapped you for your leave, and I didn't just get up to make an input. Chairman, also with the greatest respect to you, in all humility, please, this situation where you are more or less directing the member, please, I will not co-chair with you. I know my position. I'm the ranking. Would appreciate so that the nominee himself will also appreciate the question. So I am pleading with you. I would not co-chair with you. I have cooperated with you thus far. I will not stand in your way. We are in this together. But utmost respect to you. Please. Thank you very much.
Please proceed to ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, you're on record. Additional financing from the IMF. What proposal do you intend to present to the IMF?
I did not say I am going to request for additional financing from the IMF. Inaccurate. What I said was we could request for additional finances if the need arises. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question.
My second question is one of the major sources of revenue to fund development. As a matter of fact, one of the conditions of the IMF, the current arrangement with the IMF, is to enhance promised Ghanaians to scrap a number of taxes. So how do you intend?
nominee, the floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. And Mr. Chairman, let me say it's an excellent question. Mr. Chairman, Ghana currently collects approximately 13.8% of GDP in terms of tax revenue. According to that, we can do out mention a word, access, before you rake in revenue. We have the handles. What we need to do is to improve compliance. I will work with the JRA, the tax policy unit of the Ministry of Finance, to ensure that in the medium term, it is my vision, when approved, to increase the revenue from 13.8, tax revenue from 13.8% of GDP. Tensions are out there. It doesn't that we are going to scrap certain tax. And what it should. For example, scrapping 50 million Ghana cedis will not mean anything in a way that will affect the imposition of such a tax. And so I believe that scrapping such a tax will not necessarily affect the forward march of the Ghanaian economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your last question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Historically, the private sector still complain of differently. What are you going to do differently to ensure the private sector? Thank you.
I said this because if the country look at the T-bill market today, every single week we roll over 111 billion Ghana cedis. And if you were to roll over 111 billion Ghana, that interest rates sometimes immediately work to bring inflation down. And then also working in such a way that we can stabilize inflation, stabilize the exchange rate, and create jobs. Until we do such a thing, certainly the concerns you've raised will still be there, and the waste. And if you cut the waste, certainly you'll be able to, you will not be able to, you will certainly go to the market in a careful way, that you will not be borrowing as much as you are, in a way that interest rate will.
One follow-up question. You said in a response to our respected colleague's question about tax revenue that
that did not say that.
I just want you to clarify the point then.
I said we do not necessarily have.
How do you juxtapose that within the context of your previous position, tax policy by the previous government, where the whole intent was to free? You held a position strongly against that incentive, that taxes be necessarily imposed that are imported for manufacturing in the country and all others.